Hello, lovely. Just you and me right now, Alex. So I'm just gonna fill up my salt thing while I wait for people. Woo! More people! Hi! Okay, so, oh god. And I overfilled my salt thing so that there's like a mountain of shit everywhere. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what we have today. First of all, the important thing is, what am I drinking tonight? I have this lovely gift that I found from Bethany from a while ago. It is mead. Delicious mead. I decided to take a break from wine tonight and go with wine. So this will be interesting and probably not last at all. In terms of food, what we're doing the Thai pork lettuce wraps, in case my huge number of posts was not obvious. I wanted to do something kind of like quick and dirty, one of those like 30 minutes or less kind of things. I really doubt this stream is going to be 30 minutes or less, but that's fine. This also doesn't come with any sides, so like this is all we're making. We're going to cook the pork, ground pork, and mix it with a bunch of other shit, and then we're going to put it in the lettuce wraps like a wrap sandwich kind of thing, and then try it out. And it's got some garnish, and there's like some sesame sauce that came in a packet. But I will probably have to learn how to make a sesame sauce. I should do an episode on like sauces and different like toppings and shit, because I've made a what is it? It was like a black garlic mayonnaise or some shit. It was so good, and it made me want to like start making my own sauces. So maybe I'll do that. And of course, you can't drink mead in anything other than Ren Fair tankard. So I figured that this was appropriate. Hey, Caitlin. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and like do stuff now. So this doesn't require any oven work this time. It's all in a saute pan, which will make it super easy. All the ingredients I will show you are here. We've got these, the lettuce leaves, and I don't remember, wait, it's on the thing. Butter lettuce is what it's called. It came in one of these dealios, all fluffy and intact, and it comes with like the roots on. I could probably like plant this somewhere maybe and like regrow it, but I'm lazy, so that's not gonna happen. So I just peeled off like all of there's still some good like lettuces on here, so if there's too much pork for the leaves I pulled off, then I'll just have extra. But I pulled off all the good ones. I made 6 so that they're just like the picture. So I'll do 3 and 3. And then we'll see if we have some extra, then maybe I'll have a snack later. So for now, first thing we're going to do prep. I already washed all the vegetables and like separated everything out. So you can see that. Separate the leaves of lettuce, did that. Trim and thinly slice green onions on an angle. They really like slicing it on an angle. Like they think it makes it look fancy or something. Keeping white and green portions separate. They always want to separate it by color. And sometimes you'll get, okay, so some of the ends of these are a little meh. One second. Some of the ends of the green onions are a little brown, but that's fine because there's still plenty left to do something good with. So we will start with that. Obligatory Larry dance mod. Okay, so cut off all the cut off all the gross shit and get my booze out of the way. Cut off all the ends that are sort of brown and like wrinkly, askew. And the white and green parts can sometimes be hard to find because right around here it starts to turn a little more green, a little less white. So you just kind of have to feel for where it starts getting, where it's not crunchy, thick, and starchy anymore, where it's kind of flimsy. That's how you know you'll get a good round. You want it to be see-through all the way. Yeah, there we go. And then these are not, these are like solid. Intro to a green onion. Okay. So I separated the white and green parts, and I'm just peeling off like some of the outer edges, the outer like layer. Okay. So now we gotta slice them at an angle. So when most people say slice it at an angle, they don't mean like turn your knife this way and cut this way. That's a bad idea. Bad idea. What they mean is turn your knife to the side and cut it downwards at an angle. I tried to do it the first way once and it didn't end up good for anybody. So when you cut it at an angle, you get these little like oblong kind of shapes, like a little diamond-y sort of shape. I guess that makes it look fancy. I have a thing about presentation with recipes that already exist. I kind of try to stick to it, but if I'm making stuff up, then I find that I generally care less about what the individual ingredients look like, and I'm always learning like new ways to present stuff, new ways to arrange food on the plate. Because you eat with your eyes first before you put it in your mouth. And so, looks matter in that regard. It's doing some weird, oh, I had like a thing stuck to it. Okay. Now we're gonna have a lot of green and not a whole lot of white, which is fine. Because I think the green is mostly for like garnish. Which I would know if I read the fucking recipe.
Hashtag read the recipe.
Hashtag read the recipe. Okay, that's the green parts. I'll do. I don't think it matters. Yeah, they don't cut the white parts in at an angle because it's going in with the pork. So I guess they just don't. They don't care. If it's getting cooked, it doesn't matter how it looks, really. Okay, green parts, white parts, separated. Gotta keep them separated. Segregate the onions. Oh, wait, I missed one. Because I need more garnish. Okay, cool. Rinse that off. Okay. Hey, friend. Okay. Stem cilantro. So it's not having meat, which is good because this is, like, they sent me some, like, paltry ass cilantro. Like, it's only like a few sprigs, which is okay because I think it's actually just for the garnish on top as well, maybe. So I only need, like, a few just to make it look good.
Never want weak cilantro.
No, never get weak cilantro. Or any other, like, soft herb. Parsley, cilantro, fucking other herbs that are not parsley and cilantro. Because they're, like, the soft, leafy ones, they get really wilty. Okay, so my tiny pile of cilantro over here. Drain and coarsely chop water chestnuts. Okay, so I know I told you guys before they send some of the ingredients in like a little plastic cup container thing. Other herbs. That's ginger, water chestnuts. Okay. Especially if it's... Oh, they did have hoisin sauce. Sweet. Fuck yeah. I love this shit. Apparently it's like... What was it? There was a BuzzFeed video or whatever about pho with the... I think it was like the Try Guys or something like that. And that one Asian dude was like, oh, hoisin sauce is like Korean ketchup. Don't put it on so much shit. But I love this stuff. This is what we lovingly refer to as the brown sauce when you get like pho or like Vietnamese or Korean food. And it is so fucking good. Put it on all the shit. So water chestnuts are in here. And there's a little bit of liquid in there. A little bit of moisture.
Moisture laden.
It's moisture laden. Okay. So roughly chopped. So I don't have to like make these into any particular shape. I'm just gonna roughly chop. Big chunks. Dicey. Perfect. Cool. Now we get to brown the pork. Now we get to cook the meat. Okay. Right. Meow. To our red copper pan, which I love so much. And this goes right. Meow. Okay. Medium high. Perfect. So I'll give that a second to heat up. While we do that, I'm gonna check in with you and all your comments and shit. Ooh, Alex Basil. Fuck yes. I keep thinking this is more full than it is, and so I keep, when I'm drinking, I'm like, no. Oh, there it is. I didn't want to pour it too full because I didn't want to go through the whole bottle in one stream, but it's looking like that might happen anyway. Yay! Hooray! Which is cool because that mead that I for those newcomers, I'll show you guys what I'm drinking. This glorious mead. I got this as a present from my bestie McBesterson, Bethany. And I hadn't had it to drink until just now. Like, I opened it tonight. And it is super delicious. It's probably a few years old and it's been sealed. And so it's like, oh, it's so good. So good. Okay, that's warm. Sweet. So, olive oil in the pan. They always tell you exactly how much olive oil to put, like 2 teaspoons of olive oil, but I don't measure that shit. And I don't expect you to, because I use all the olive oil. So, it doesn't really matter. Just really enough to, like, coat the bottom of the pan. This one, since it's red copper, it's already like super duper non-stick already. So sometimes when they have you put oil in the pan for a recipe, it's to keep the food from sticking. But that's not really an issue. So for this, it's like mostly flavor. Okay. Okay, they're not having us season it until later. So I'm not going to put anything except the pork into the pan. And I'm not going to just plop it in there. I'm just going to... Yeah! You want it to sizzle like as soon as it hits the pan. I'll wash my hands. Okay, because this kitchen is super sanitary. Okay. I'm going to roll the oil around a little bit, and then I'm just going to flatten it out so that I get more surface area. Cooks faster. Basically, I'm making like a giant pork burger patty with it, and then I'm going to break it up into smaller pieces as it cooks. Browning meat 101. So, I've already got, I know you guys probably saw my post about nerd food. I've probably got like 10 or 12 fucking recipes for stuff already, so I'm really excited to do that post. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet, but it's probably going to be something like really, really well known, like everybody's seen it, probably something from like Lord of the Rings or probably Lord of the Rings or like Harry Potter or something.
Second breakfast.
Second breakfast, ladder's bread, like something with potatoes. And then I definitely want to do, I think I'm going to do like a themed episode for every like fandom. Like do like a Lord of the Rings episode and then a Harry Potter episode. And I may do like one or two dishes or like a dish and a beverage from that fandom if there is one. Because I know there's a fuck ton of beverages and shit in like Elder Scrolls and Skyrim and shit. I know there's shit from WoW and Harry Potter, and so there's like a whole bunch of different things that I can do in that regard. Okay, so I'm actually going to flip this like a burger so that I cook both sides and it'll be a little easier to break up. There we go. A masterful flipping skill. So once it browning on brown on that side, sort of, enough to hold it together. Now I'm going to wait till it browns on the other side, and then I'm just going to break it up. And then cook it till it gets tiny. And I'm noticing a trend on my page, where the PoleChef page, where at the beginning of the week, you guys will send me like links and posts and stuff about like really super cool healthy food and and shakes and salads, and by the end it's just like deep fried cheese steak and fucking spaghetti grilled cheese and cakes and pudding. I know that was mine. I'm taking responsibility. I admit. Towards the end of the week I'm just like, all I want is carbs. But keep it coming though. I really like that you guys share stuff on my page, because that gives me ideas on what to make. Less work for me down the road. So I'm just breaking up the meat. Carbs. No carbs left behind. Thank you, Angela. I don't even really know if olive oil was like necessary, because the pork is pretty fatty already, and so it's just mostly bubbling. I'm trying to get like a brown on it, like a little bit of a sear, and I think the oil is sort of pointless, but that's fine. It'll just take a little bit longer to do what I want, what I really, really want. Don't judge me. No judging. Judge me on my own show. How dare you? Oh, and also obligatory share note, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and share this on your pages and stuff. Bring more people on. I'm really trying to get more like people to watch this, because I know I cater to the same like 4 people that regularly watch my shit, which is fine, because I love you and you guys are my loyal listeners or watchers or whatever.
Loyalists?
My loyalists. But the more people that watch, the more input I have on what I do, and the more I can sort of tailor it to what people are actually looking for in this kind of thing. So I'm just stirring this around. I'm actually gonna, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, it tells me to drain it after it's cooked, but it's already really like okay. It's like bubbly, so it's kind of moist. So it's mostly just cooking the pork at this point. It's not really searing it. So I'm trying to read ahead in the recipe to see if that's gonna happen, because I really like color on my meat. This color is flavor. I'm sad that Justin's not here to make the obligatory inappropriate. Hey! That's what she said. Just need a permanent "that's what she said" gif on my everywhere. Or everywhere that it's appropriate. Which is all the time. Okay, so I think the pork is cooked through. There's no more pink in any of these pieces. So, and it's going to get cooked again with all the other vegetables and stuff. So I'm going to drain it. And return the meat to the pan. Nah! Rogue pork. My trusty strainer. You're not going to need the grease, it just wants you to drain the stuff, and I didn't feel like going to the sink because that means I have to move my phone just to come back. So, turn, pan, cook pork, blah, blah, blah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Yay! Looks so good.
It's much easier with this one.
Alright, briefly rinse out my pans and stuff. Start cooking this again. Okay. Combine hoisin sauce, sriracha, water chestnuts, white portions of the green onions, and ginger in a hot pan with pork. Cool. So, first of all, hoisin sauce. I'm just going to pour the whole damn thing in there. Stuff is so good. So good. So good. What else? Sriracha. Okay, so I put the sriracha in like a little thing because, like you may or may not know, I'm kind of a bitch when it comes to spices. So, gonna coat the pork. So I'm gonna put a little bit in here, and then I'm gonna leave the rest on the side because Larry really likes sriracha. Finally. Steve has apparently introduced him to the world of spice, so I'm just gonna put like
Bethany says a little trying to watch from her phone.
Bethany!
At the airport. You should tell Bethany what you drinking.
So Bethany, you need to see what I'm drinking in case you are just coming in now. I don't know if you remember this, but I broke it out because I figured it's about time. So I keep putting this in the fridge, but I know I'm gonna fucking drink the whole thing, so I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just coating the pork in the sauce and the sriracha, and I'm gonna leave the rest on the side for Larry to put on top of the thing when he's done. Onions, water chestnuts, and ginger. Okay, so they have chopped ginger, which is basically like minced ginger. It's like kind of pasty looking. Where's my spatula? Where's it? Oh, 1 second. Boob. That's my side, boob. Okay. Ginger. All the ginger. Got so much ginger, it may as well be a weasel. I need a book of Gordon Ramsay's insults just to throw out into the ether. Water chestnut. And the white parts of the green onion. I'm going to kind of toss that together. Oh, that smells really good already. Ginger does like wonders, man. I fucking love ginger. And you can see, so between the hoisin sauce and the fact that I drained out all the liquid, the pork is starting to get like a nice dark brown sear on it. It don't taste so good. I am going to break the pork down a little bit, though, because the pieces are rather large. Okay. Yeah. Hot pan, cook, stirring occasionally until slightly thickened, 3 to 4 minutes. Season with salt and pepper. Okay. So we've already been cooking it for like a minute or two, so that means we only need another minute or so. So That means salt and pepper time. Do a fine grind since this is not necessarily seasoning meat. You don't need large pepper chunks, tiny little pepper chunks. I just refilled my salt, so I get flakes. I use a lot of salt. Probably shouldn't. I don't care. Oh, I'll show you guys a good flip that money shot, that flip shot. You just kind of get it like towards the back of the pan, and then just kind of pop it up. Meow, meow. It took me a long time to figure out how to do that. There was a lot of food that ended up either on my stove or on the floor as a result of that practice. But always practice. Practice makes perfect. Or slightly less shitty than prior. Okay, so that is pretty much done. Now we get to plating already. It hasn't been that long, but I told you this was going to be a really short one. So we will go back over here for la création. I'm going to put this here. Yep. I think my countertops are clean. Yeah. Hot water. So steamy. Alright. So this is what the mixture looks like after it's been cooked. I know the lighting is not that great where you are now, but it looks really cool, I promise. Turn off the stove. Get some of these bitches in water. I'll finish washing those later. So now, where's my mead? Sausage.
I already put the cilantro in.
You know what? I could start saying cilantro when I cheers. That might be kind of funny. Okay, so it goes pork, slaw, and then everything else. Alright, so I may as well do this on the plate because I feel like it's going to be a little difficult to do this. Yeep. And I'm trying to get my... Okay, I'm going to bring you guys down here. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to do this on the plate so that it's a little more structurally sound. And I've got 6 leaves. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to kind of do them like I do tacos, where I'm going to lay 3 side by side and then kind of just build just like a book. Like, yeah. Like meow. Like this. And then I'm going to fill each one so they kind of hold themselves together. And you want to get fresh produce, fresh lettuce when you do this, obviously, because the fresher it is, the less wilty it's going to be, the more it's going to actually hold together. So now I need a spur. Right tool for the right job. Okay, so usually to make sure that I get stuff really even, you want to do like 1 portion of everything in all the areas. So I'll do like 1 spoonful in every leaf and then just rotate around until I've used everything up, because I don't want one to have too much filling, one not to have not enough. I want it to all be pretty much the same. This stuff smells so fucking good. I should probably, hang on. May or may not burn my mouth, but it'll be totally worth it. Fuck, that's perfect. Okay. Just kidding. Like usually I like to season when it comes off because sometimes it loses a little bit as it cooks down. But you want to taste as you go. So that way it always maintains the flavor and you don't have to guess. That's the hard thing about baking, and that's why I don't fucking bake anything except shit from a box, because you can't season as you go when you bake. You have to make the batter and everything exactly the way it's supposed to be, and then cooks And then if you have like frosting or some shit that goes on top of it, that you can fuck with a little bit, but like once the main component of it is mixed together, you don't get another chance to fuck with the flavor, so it has to be perfect before it goes in the oven. And this will probably actually get by with exactly what I have, which is perfect because I fucking hate leftovers. They're never the same the next day. Some of them are, most of them are not. I can hear myself in your computer, but that's really odd. I'm just going to add a couple more pieces to some of the ones that didn't really get a whole lot. Just make sure there's an even distribution.
I turned it down.
Thank you. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. So that is the pork. So next is, wait, give me my recipe. Get my salt up a little bit. Oh, Jade, baby, hello. Okay, you're coming in at a good point, actually, because we are just about to plate the food. Well, we are currently plating the food. Okay, dressing, oh, wait. Slaw. Okay, slaw is next. This one is, slaw is hard because it's like kind of unruly and shredded and kind of a pain in the dick, so you want to put it on like a little at a time. And don't feel obligated to fucking put all of the ingredients in. So like if I have a fuck ton of slaw and I have more slaw than is really necessary to put on these wraps, don't feel obligated to put all of it on there. I know I grew up with this like ingrained thing not to waste food, and so I felt obligated to cook with and eat like all of the stuff, and really it's just not necessary. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging because this small one needs to be on the outside. This is that presentation we're talking about. Kind of at an angle so that it's like a ma. There we go. Cool. Put a little bit meow. And I think, yeah. Yeep. Stay together. I did 2 big leaves and a little leaf for each of these just to kind of keep them sort of looking the same. A little bit more slaw here. Get you towards the back. And as these warm up, the leaves get a little bit like soft and wilty, and that's fine, but so yeah, I'm not going to use nearly all of the slaw that's on here at all. In fact, I'm actually going to take some meat from this one because this one's a little bit overfilled for the proportion of leaf to meat. And just like a little bit at a time until it's easier to build up from nothing than it is to take back once it's all out there. How like life. Okay, so slaw is basically done. So yeah, I have like all this extra slaw left over. Not necessary. Okay. Dressing, green onions, cilantro. In that order. So I'm going to make this one mine. So, well, actually, because I'm going to try one. I haven't decided which one's mine yet. So I have to take a picture of the nice one, and this one's looking really nice. But I don't want to eat it before I take a picture of it. So you just take like a tiny spoonful. Also, don't need to use all the fucking dressing, especially if you didn't make it yourself. If it comes in like one of those fucking salad dressing packets, that shit is way more dressing than a person actually needs, which I hate saying because I am a ranch fanatic. I put that shit on everything, so I always use the whole fucking packet. I know it's not necessary, but I do it anyway. But the best thing you can do if you have the recipe and the time is to make some sauces yourself. You can get bottles and containers and whatnot, keep that shit in your fridge, do what you want. Then you can really get familiar with the flavors that you're playing with and come up with new recipes and new sauces. I'm not going to use all this dressing either. Go. Okay, so we have the dressing on. So now we're going to do cilantro. So I'm just going to do, well, cilantro goes on top. It doesn't really matter what order you do this in. It's both green. It's just different textures of green. So I'm just putting like a little sprinkle, it was a big sprinkle, on each of these. Oh, I guess I did chop enough. It felt like a lot of green for one tiny little wrap, but... Cool. I'll take some from here, put you over here, and put some cilantro in some key places. And you may get down to, when it comes to pictures, I get down to like individual fucking leaves of shit, but that's mostly because I want to showcase all of the individual ingredients in the picture so you can see what everything's topped with. But when it comes down to eating, what you include on it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so, bam, we're done. This was super simple, super quick, and just to show you guys again what we're making, this is what it looks like in the big picture, and I'll show you the better of the two looking ones. So this is what it looks, woo! Oh man, that would have been really bad. I will take the camera instead, how about that? So this is what it looks like from this end. I try to keep it like upright as much as possible. This is what the other one looks like. It's still going to taste just as good, but I'm going to do like a taste test real quick before we add the extra fucking shit to it. Okay, so I'm going to grab one of the smaller ones so it's not that big a deal. Hang on. Yeah, that is exactly what that's supposed to taste like. I've had these before. If any of you have ever been to, what the fuck is that restaurant? P.F. Chang's. They have that like chicken lettuce wrap thing as like an appetizer. That shit is so fucking good. It is so, so good. And I always get it whenever I go there. This is pretty damn close. I mean, it's pork instead of chicken, but it's really delicious. So, on that note, thank you guys for sticking around. And I guess I should probably finish this real quick. Hold on. That was a lot. That was a bigger gulp than I was expecting. That's fine. Okay. So, that was that. Quick and dirty, 30 minutes or less. I'm assuming I can't actually see the time. How long has this thing been going? Ish? On the
45 minutes, actually.
45 minutes? Oh, cool. Actually, that's not too bad, because I did a lot of bullshit in the middle of it. So, this will be a really quick one. You guys can do... These are really good for lunch. we did lettuce wraps in the past. I can't remember if it was Home Chef or Blue Apron, but this was a Home Chef recipe. It was Blue Apron? Okay. So we did one before with Blue Apron that was kind of similar, lettuce wraps and then shit in the middle. This one was really good because you can have the lettuce wraps. I usually put them in like a paper towel so they don't get too moist throughout the day. Or if you put them in the fridge, like if you take your shit to work or something like that, then and you put your lunch in the fridge until it's time to eat it. You can wrap it in a paper towel to keep it kind of crisp and so it doesn't wilt. And then you put the rest of the shit in another container, chuck it in the microwave for like 10-15 seconds, and then put it in the lettuce wraps. Is really good for lunches and shit like that. I think I've rambled for about as long as I can possibly ramble. So that is it. Thank you guys for sticking around. Next week, our home chef delivery was actually delayed. So it's probably not going to get here till Monday, which is fine because we rarely ever make our recipes on the weekend. So next week I will post up what we got on Monday, and I'll put a poll up and you guys can pick which one of those recipes you want me to make the following Friday. And then we'll figure out what to do for the nerd food episode, because I think I'm going to do a separate one, like not on a Friday night. Do like my regular home chef stuff and then pick a different night and maybe do that. But if you guys have any ideas about what you want to see, let me know. If you know anybody who wants to join, tell them to ask and I'll add them. That's fine. Share the shit out of my shit and just get it out into the universe. Until then, PoleChef out.